On the CW Augusta, the latest on a fiery plane crash involving more than 300 people. Behind the scenes of keeping you safe. And take a look at this. If you're at home, maybe you've been longing to be at the beach, but certainly not this one.
More rain in the forecast tomorrow. 71 degrees, patchy fog, and mild wind southeast at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ashley Bridges, and it's 10 o'clock on the CW Augusta.
Now, from Television Park, news, weather, and sports coverage you can count on. You're watching News Channel 6 at 10 on the CW Augusta.
Good Saturday evening. The news at 10 begins with developing news about the 777 crash landing at the San Francisco airport. An Asiana Airlines 777 carrying more than 300 people crashed while landing at the San Francisco airport earlier today. The flight was traveling from Seoul, South Korea, and video from that incident shows passengers being evacuated on inflatable slides and fire crews spraying down the wreckage. Stay with us for more on this developing story. But first, taking a look here at home, officers of the Richmond County Sheriff's Office aren't the only ones fighting to get a handle on crime in Augusta. A local organization has joined the Sheriff's Office in their efforts since 2010. Tyrone McCoy is live in the newsroom to take you behind the scenes on fighting crime.
Well, Ashley, over the last few months, crime and problems in downtown Augusta have made headlines across the CSRA. But the Augusta Crime Stoppers organization says that crime in Augusta ranges far beyond the downtown area, and they're committed to fighting it all. Since 2010, Augusta Crime Stoppers say they've done just that, helped stop crime in Augusta, Richmond County. Though the group did play a role in catching one of the suspects who attacked the man on the Riverwalk, the group's director, Griffin, says crime in Augusta is bigger than the Riverwalk and the downtown areas.
There's approximately 120 gangs in Augusta. We brought the gang problem to the attention of the authorities back in 2010.
They then drafted a plan to eliminate some of those gangs, but Griffin says now Augusta is home to larger national gangs.
Now, national franchise gangs are setting up here. We've got the Bloods and the Crips and other gangs right here in Augusta.
Griffin says gangs aren't the only dangers on the streets of Augusta right now. He says there's millions of dollars of counterfeit money floating around the flea markets, and you could find danger in something as simple as an empty bottle.
If you're walking down the street and you see a Gatorade bottle that has a bright orange residue in the bottom of it, don't pick it up. It may explode in your hand and it could cost 2 or 3 fingers.
Griffin says the bottle could contain a mobile meth lab, but by compiling a task force of approximately 600 people, Griffin says Augusta Crime Stoppers can be the additional eyes and hands for the safety of the people in Augusta, Richmond County.
What we do is we go through the whole area and we look for and actively recruit people in every part of our community.
Now, to learn more about the Augusta Crime Stoppers organization or how to join the group, visit our website, WJBF.com, for that information. Back to you, Ashley.
And as Tyrone mentioned, the past year has been a violent one for Augusta. There have been serious assaults, including a stabbing outside a club that injured 4 people, as well as the brutal beating of a young couple on Riverwalk. 1 year ago this weekend, 6 people were shot after First Friday. And as a result, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office beefed up security last night, and thankfully it was a quiet, crime-free one. Store owners, families, and the Sheriff's Office say last year's event itself drew a troubling crowd. After the shooting, some business owners say it took months to get back on their feet, and they say families were afraid to come downtown and to feed into their businesses because they were scared of becoming victims. That's why Richmond County stepped up its patrols and had at least 10 more visible deputies and several more undercover officers at last night's event.
We were able to add 2 more officers downtown, and we're going to continue to, whenever there's the need, to see where we can add more officers. We'll also have them in new uniforms that is more visible to the public.
The 6 suspects in that shooting last year are still at large, and investigators say if you see something strange, they want to hear from you. You can call the sheriff's office to report any problems, and that number is posted on our website, WJBF.com. And that downtown area was full of people at the Riverwalk this morning for a very positive, very special event that WJBF was proud to sponsor. More than 100 runners and their four-legged friends hit the streets of downtown Augusta for the Puppy Jake 8K. That event was to help raise money for the Puppy Jake Foundation, which provides trained service dogs to wounded veterans. Training costs between $18,000 and $20,000, and typically there's a 2-year wait list, so veterans like Stephen Farmer say they're thankful for the help.
If I have an anxiety attack, which happens a lot of times with this vets because we're, combat mode, can snap on at any time, then I just say the word and he pulls me out of there.
And we're so excited to report that today's event raised more than $5,000 for that great cause, and that money is going to stay right here at home to help an Augusta veteran. And to learn how you can still help, you can visit puppyjakefoundation.com.
Well, things have really calmed down here in the CSRA. Just a few scattered showers now on the satellite and radar. However, if you are headed west to Atlanta on I-20, you see a nice line of showers and thunderstorms there, especially north and west towards Athens. Take a look at what's going on temperature-wise. 70s widespread, 80s well to the south and west. And here's the forecast tonight, showing that temperature is getting down into the 70s, and the forecast tomorrow up to 84 by noon. Ashley?
Thanks, Jason. And now we have had that rain the past few weeks, and that's caused rising lake levels. Those can be deceiving because you may think it means cool, deep waters. They can actually cause big dangers. WJBF News Channel 6's Courtney Elledge has the story.
It's been an extremely wet summer. In fact, the CSRA saw the most rain in June since the records book began 140 years ago. This rain is causing our lake levels to rise.
We are over 2 feet over full pool. We're at 332 feet mean sea level, so we're 2 feet over full pool right now.
Westerberg says high water can conceal objects, have more debris, and create dangerous currents.
We always encourage parents, of course, to watch their children. We encourage swimming with a buddy. You want to take it slow when you're going into the water, step by step, but what we encourage the most is wearing a life jacket, and that way if you do encounter a drop-off, you have that life jacket as support.
The Army Corps of Engineers has already responded to 2 drowning deaths this summer at Clarks Hill Lake. That's why they encourage safety. They say parents should test the area before letting their toddlers play and set an example.
Swimmers that try to swim across coves, that's one of our most common causes of drownings, and the 2 we've had this year are from that, trying to swim across coves. So just keep in mind that it's always further than you think. Play it safe and don't try and swim long distances. Don't try and swim across coves. Just stay safe and stay close to shore.
As for the remaining lake season, authorities are asking boaters to take extra care and follow existing speed restrictions due to the rising levels.
This Thursday, the Army Corps of Engineers will test those spillway gates in case they do have to let water out of the Strom Thurmond Dam. That's a yearly requirement, but as of now, they may not have to release any water. The latest on a fiery plane crash at the San Francisco airport. We'll take a look at the details emerging in that crash with more than 300 people involved. And if you live to see 98, you probably earned the right to sit at home on your couch and be served, but coming up, we'll have one near centenarian who's serving it up.
About a quarter of an inch more rainfall that we had today in the almanac page. Temperature well below the average high of 93, only 86. When will the rain stop? That's next.